Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about YXT. What an amazing stock. We have seen such a great move on this, something that I was waiting for such a long time. And when it finally arrives, I was not believing it to be true. And I'll tell you the reason why I was not believing it. So let's play this ticker. And first of all, um, let's go ahead. So I'm playing this video here. As you can see, I'm just doing some settings here. I checked this YXT daily chart. I see that the daily resistance somewhere is around 750, and then it start popping up on high versus low ticker. On the scanner, this is trade zero platform, by the way, and then I don't have any affiliation with them, but it's a good platform. The charting and everything, scanners all in one. It's really good and helpful. And this side you see is the dash trader platform. So here with YXT, it's not popping up here anywhere in the percentage change up. And then as you can see, most the tickers we see is below $1. SHPU $19 with very low volume. And then we have BJDX. It only has 1.43, 43% up on the day. So I was trying to find out where this thing is, YXT, which is somewhere below here. So which means that it is not one of the obvious stocks yet on the day. So it gives us some time, especially, I mean, gives me some time to look at what this ticker is about or if anything good about it. So I was just checking the daily chart. I see the 200 EMA is far away, the daily resistance is far away, and then here I see resistance around 470, and then and I see this chart here. So I see this spike and then immediately stock coming back down, and it just goes below this. I think the opening price is 320 or something, and then I believe this spike might be algo. And then what I'm what I do want to say is slowly, this has to break this high before I get interested in this stock. So, and I'm also looking at the volume here as well. I want to see 100K above volume before I consider it to be worthy of trading. Currently, it's not meeting all my criteria. Why? Because it does not show up on the scanner here. It's 40% on the day, but for some reason it's not showing up here. I want this to be at the top somewhere. First three ranking. Once it gains the number three, number two, or number one ranking on the percentage change up, it's a game time. So, and then I like this. I like this ramping up volume. 5 minute chart is not looking that good, and it's coming close to 468, and I was having my hands off currently because I wanted to see if it holds this level of 470, and currently it is not. It is not holding the level, and we see again coming back down, getting the support of VWAP here, and then I just changed my chart to 10 seconds. And by the way, guys, this trading I've done is using only one screen. So screen you're seeing here is only one screen that I was having. I was not at my home with my main computer. So I was outside. I went to co-work space, and there I find a nice place to sit on a chair. I mean, on a chair, and then put my laptop on the table and then use it that way. Um, this thing you are seeing over here, the tape and everything, all these movements, this is not on Wi-Fi or on very strong internet. This is on my mobile phone connection with the downloading speed, as you can see here. I can show you here. This is my iPhone, my phone internet, and you'll be surprised to know the downloading speed when I checked it on Ookla test. It is it was coming around 2 Mbps downloading. Uploading 2 Mbps. That's the real issue because I went to this co-working space for a reason. Because I wanted a good place with a good internet for me to trade. Guess what? They were having a technical issue because of that. They were unable to connect. They were trying to connect my Wi-Fi, my laptop with the Wi-Fi signal that they are having, but they were not able to. And then lesson of the story is if I ever want to use the co-work space again, I should be going there at least 45 to 30 minutes early than my trading time. Because if I reach right at my trading time and then I start doing this, putting the Wi-Fi and helping them, this cause the distraction which we do not want at the time of trading. So again, here is my iPhone Wi-Fi. Now I'm playing the video back again. As you can see here, this is the platform I'm talking about. This is Trade Zero platform. I really like it. I really like it. This is the place where I went, co-work place in my area, and then I tried to, use the password they are telling me to use, and it was not working. And because of this reason, I did not take any trade in this area because I'm going through a lot. On one side, I just don't want to take any bad entry, and on the other side, my internet is already slow, so I'm risking more than usual because of slow internet. And then finally, I'm also figuring out to connect to a high speed internet at the co-work place, which was not working as well at that time. And as you can see here, can't connect to this now. Anyways, I connected back to my phone. In between, I tried a few times here. Again, this area, I'm not interested. I see high volume, red volume bar here. This signals me that I am not interested in this sticker at all, unless I see a green candle, green volume bar candle that breaks the high of this red volume bar candle. This I learned with lots of losses that I made on buying just right after a high volume red bar candle. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I've tried many times, many times. I'm helping you guys, anyone who's listening to this. If you ever see this red volume bar candle, which is the highest, better to wait till you get even higher green volume bar candle. Period. Again, I'm just going through some properties here to try to connect to my internet. And in between, I'm also keeping an eye on the stock. I was aware that this stock has a potential, but I'm just waiting it to show it up and then change it back to the intraday chart, 1 minute chart. And when I see this kind of selling, I was completely blown away. All my hopes gone about this ticker. I thought this ticker is no more. This ticker is gone. There's no potential here for us, to make a move. I see this huge selling and this huge selling as we can see here. I know it's decreasing, but still, if you can compare the green bars and the red bars, you see a lot more selling than buying. And that raised a red flag for me. And I don't find any interest in this stock anymore. But again, and I'll tell you where at what point I get interested back again into this stock. Apparently, all my hopes gone away. I see now. Here I got interested back again. Breaks the high, breaks the high, breaks the high, breaks the high, this high. But We still have huge red volume bars here. So what I'm saying here, will it hold this level? Will it hold and make new highs? So I might be interested somewhere here because then it clearly tells me that this stock is going to move. Currently, it's sitting at 80%. So if I add 30 more percent here, I'm assuming, just guessing, it's 100%. And there is no other stock except RITR, which is very low price stock, that is above 100%, which makes this stock obvious. It's hard to borrow. It's hard to borrow. So short sellers will have difficulty, uh, shorting this stock because then they have to pay the fees, higher fees than they usually do, which is good for us. Then there's one more thing to this sticker, which is the news. The news about this stock last was on 31st July and today's 5th of August, and the news was about just that this ticker YXT regained the Nasdaq compliance to be on their uh, list, which is not very great news. For a squeeze, we don't expect uh, a news like this to give us a really good squeeze. And then there is no news for today as well. So I do follow Rose's 5 pillars of stock selection, with one exception. Stock may or may not have news. That's the only exception. Other than that, if we talk about percentage up on the day, number one rule, it has to be up at least 10 to 20%. Currently, it's 82%. Check. Rule number two, price range. It has to be between $2 and $20. It's at $4. Check. Relative volume. The volume today must be at least 5 times higher than the previous day's volumes. I checked my daily chart already. I don't have any filter that tells me the relative volume, but then I can manually check the daily chart and comparing the volume. It does has higher volume today. Check. And then number four, float. The float of this stock um, is 2.8 million as it's showing here, which is below 20 million. Check. And the last piece of the puzzle is news. So I have a hard stop. If I don't see these four things in a stock, must, I don't trade it. The only exception, as I said, is the news, because sometimes we have seen stock going up crazy without news, and I don't want to miss to trade on that if I see a really strong strength of in that stock, and when the stock becoming most obvious on the day. So I'm playing this video again here. Here I'm interested. Why? You see this green volume bar? As I said, this has to be higher than the highest red volume bar. And currently it matches that criteria, not to the point, but 99%. Now, what I'm thinking is the high of this candle is 5%. And then what I'm thinking, wait a second. Now this is the internet issue, as I said before, because the high of this candle is currently 5%, but on the tape we see 510. It's because of slow internet connection. On the tape we see 8:11:2, but the time here below on the computer is 8:11:4. So I'm 2 seconds behind. The tape is running 2 seconds behind, and my level 2 is also running behind because this is currently showing data of this previous scan. Why I'm telling you all this? Because you will face these issues if you happen to be traveling somewhere and if you have slow internet. So be prepared. Be prepared for these kind of issues. Currently, I'm 2 seconds behind on my hyper scalping strategy, where every millisecond matters. Anyways, I'm moving forward. So holding the level, it's holding this level. This is for me to take the entry. I took my first entry at 509. I want this thing to break the high of previous candle and then strong, just go quickly higher. Strong surge up higher. And let's see how it goes. It was hesitating. So I just booked my loss. A very small loss, according to me. If you go with 100 shares and you lost $5, 5 cents per share, it's okay. It's no big deal. Unless it turns bigger. So currently it's only $5, so that doesn't matter. So my timing was not right. Now here comes the move. It's like 5:36. And I missed the move because of slow internet. That's okay. That's okay. Currently I'm in FOMO. I'm 100% in FOMO at this moment because I missed this move. But I don't want to jump in because it might got flush on me. So I took this entry again out of FOMO and I lost again. I barely survived. I barely survived. My max loss on the day is $20. I barely touched that. It comes out of it. And I'm currently sitting at $11. So gross $10, 30 cents. But can this thing make the same setup that it makes here? That's the question. If it does, then currently we see the high of 609, $4 break at 6. My entry should be at the break of 6. Let's see. It's holding up very well here. 10-second chart. As you can see here, it's holding these levels. 585. But it's not going up as it did. So I buy the dip to sell it on the top to recover some loss. Did I make any money? No. No, $2 only. $1 maybe. So it was a risky trade. I should not have taken that trade of buying the dip. Knowing my internet is low. Knowing I am 2 seconds behind the market. As you can pause it right here, you can see the time here is 19 seconds. And the time below is 20 seconds. So sometimes it's 1 second behind, sometimes it's 2 seconds behind, which is 2 seconds behind, which is like a lot. So I'm waiting this thing to, I know this is holding these levels. I know, but it's not breaking. It's not breaking. I want this thing to break, you know. Holding the levels is good. If you want to take a position here, you can. You can take a position at 585, make a stop at 560. It works just fine. But I don't have a room for any risk. I'm already down 50% of my max loss. So I want a confirmation. So holding this level, I really like it on a 10-second chart, as you can see. Okay, we see some fast movement on the tape. These are all the signals. These are all the signals that something is going to happen on any side, long side, short side, on any side. So I'm just playing this a bit forward. It's trying to flush down, but it's not. Wires are coming back up again. And then we see three candles and a 5 minute candle making a new candle formed on a 5 minute chart. I'm switching this chart back again, back and forth from 10 second to 5 minutes, from 5 minutes to 10 second. 5 minute chart still has a higher volume ramping up, which is good, which means that the move is still here. We might still see a breakout. 1 minute chart, we have this huge move here, and we are just consolidating. We don't know, and we are consolidating on a downward direction. As if I make a line here, it's going down, and this line is just flat, which is a downward flag, I can say, like this. What I do want is this thing to be down, but from bottom I want to see up. Anyways, this is fine as well. There's nothing wrong with this, as long as, but I do see that from this level we always see stopping tails. From this level up, all we see is topping tails. One candle, two candle, three candle, four candle, topping tails. Not good. So I don't want to buy anywhere here. I want this thing to break 6 and hold 6 for 8 seconds, 6 seconds. And when it finally breaks 6, I'm counting now. So I'm counting now the moment it breaks 6, okay? So let's count. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't give us a pullback. Doesn't give us a pullback. Where we wanted to trade is if it breaks 6 and holds 6 for at least 6 seconds, and it doesn't, and it just go away. Where do we step in? But if it goes to 630 and flush back down, we could have lost the money. So I missed this trade again, because, and then I took this micro pullback on the, as it reaches to 650, because half dollar hold on. So when it touched 650, it pushed back from there, and I was in my mind thinking to take an entry at 635, 625, 630, anywhere in between. And then on a micro pullback, not on this candle, you won't see the micro pullback on the chart, on not on 5 minute, not on 1 minute, but you will see that on tape and level 2. So as it is squeezing up, it touches whatever level 660, and now after it touches, it's dipping down. It's coming back down, and you see this selling. You see this selling. It's coming to 648, 641, 636 maybe, and we see a lot of selling here. Here on this pullback, I'm buying the dip, and my stop is if it flush all the way back down to 6 or goes even low. So I'm risking 20 cents, 25 cents, 30 cents. I don't know. This is how much I'm risking. I'm buying this dip on a strong momentum. I'm buying a dip on a strong upside momentum. That's the key. I'm buying it on a strong upside momentum. That's the key. Immediately I bought. I'm not going to sell. Amazing. And then when I exit the position, I sold some at 680, 670 something. So I recovered my loss of $10, and on the top I made $20. So I got 30 cents out of this trade. So 30 cents on this trade, 100 shares, good. Have I sold too early? You will see. Again, it's making the same setup here. Again, which one? This one. Candle over candle setup. I missed the move. Internet is slow. I'm not having the confidence of pushing the buy button. And I thought to myself that this is it. This is it. The move is over. We get two big moves. One is here, the second is here, and I thought this is it. You see this topping tail currently? 5 seconds left, 4 second left. This is a big topping tail compared to here. Here you don't see that big. Here it's a big topping tail. So can it break 8? Or is it consolidating like this? All of this is going in my mind currently. So I just closed the computer because I made the money and I achieved my daily target. And then when I open again, just a minute later, actually I stepped out to see a guy who is setting the Wi-Fi up, and I did not find him, so I come back on my chair, and the moment I open my laptop again, I see this 1 minute crazy full flag pullback. Amazing. What do I do? Punch it with 100 shares, and if I see a false break, I lose all my money on the day I made. Should I do that? After making so many mistakes, I learned the hard way to leave some money on the table. So, even out of FOMO, I just step in because currently I lock my level 2 montage, which means I can't trade any further. But when I see this really good setup, I sort of thinking of taking a trade, but I'm not silly enough to take it with full position because I already made money on the day. I don't want to lose this money. For me, currently the priority is not to lose this money rather than to gain more. Once I made something, my focus is to protect. So what I did, I went in with 25 shares, which is one fourth of my full position. If you do happen to go against me, I might only lose $4, $5. So I'll still walk away with $15 in my pocket. Or if it goes in my favor, we'll see. So again, I'm on a phone internet. I'm not very confident. If I was on good internet, I will. I was thinking of you know holding this at 100 shares, taking $50 $60 out of it. Again, entry here, taking $50 $60 out of it. Again, entry here, taking $200 out of it. Because this moves was so crazy. This move was really, really fast. And I can show you right now. So I click on this buy button here, took my entry, it shows invalid shares. Why? Because it's locked. Unless I unlock it, I won't able to take the position. So I unlock it, and I miss some part of the move. It's 8:40, 8:30. When I test first time, as I can see here, it was 7:50. So here is your $20 that I just missed. But anyway, so now Once I miss it, I took the entry on a dip again. I think it's a FOMO. It's a FOMO entry. There was no clear pullback. It's a FOMO entry. Is it? Let's play again. Is it a, do you see any pullback on the tape or level two when I took the entry? No, I don't see. Maybe I do. For a moment. I was blind. I should be pressing here. If you really want me to take a pullback on a level two, I'll tell you where I should be pressing the buy button. Here. And my risk is if it flush back down to the level of 8 and goes to 7.99, so I might reach 30 cents. 25 shares, 30 cents is roughly $7-8. So I'll still walk away with $10 in my pocket, $10-12. But instead of taking entry here, I took my entry somewhere here, which is a 4. And when I took the entry, I don't see any dip. It was going up. So I just jumped into the squeeze. That's what I can say. I jumped into the squeeze without any stop of knowing where my stop is. So I made a mistake. First, I missed the move. Second, I don't see any pullback. And third, I just took the entry out of home. I know I made money on this. So currently I'm sitting at $22. I made money on this, and right now I'm at $30. So I made $10, which is 40 cents per share. And I sold too early. This is again a second mistake I made here. Because when you don't take a proper entry, you lose your confidence in the trade. And if you're green, your immediate reaction is to just come out with a profit. But if you had taken this entry with the confidence, with some pause, then you might think of holding it, at least half of it for some time. You will show more confidence in the trade. And as we can see here, it goes all the way up from 9, from 7 to 8 to 8 to 9 to 9 to 10. Amazing. So here is your $3 per share. Just crazy. Oh my God. Did you just see that? Here. This is from 980 to 1130. 1150. 1160. And that's it. This is the end of the move. The buyers, the long side, has made their money. Now it's time for the sellers to make their money as well. So why I'm saying this, because we see this huge topping tail, and then we see the seller as well. Someone is playing smart here. He knows this is the time for the stock to go down. He knows. Comes up with a big position of 20,000 shares. Might be a retail trader, might be a big company, we don't know. But someone knows this is the time for the pullback. We see this huge topping tail, and then this marks the end of this move. Because any move, any squeeze at the very top will end up like this, with a topping tail, with a huge topping tail on a higher volume. Even the green volume bar is highest, but if we look at the 10-second chart, we don't see it currently here. We might see higher volume bars are of red bars, of sellers instead of buyers. So this marks the end of the move. I was aware of it. I'm not interested in taking any further trade on this. I already achieved my goal on the day. How much more could I have made on this trade if I had a good internet, if I just holded my position a little bit long? I can say if this two ifs turned out to be like uh, in my favor. If I had a good internet and if I hold just a slightly longer, you won't see this $30 here. You might be seeing here $200 easily. This move here, this move here, with this move. This give us $1 a share, $2 a share, dollar to $2 a share, $3 a share. So if I go with 100 shares, I make 200 here, 200 here, 300 here. 3 plus 2 plus 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, $700. To be conservative, I'm just saying $200. So, but how much I made? $30. Even though I made $30 and I'm happy about it, I'm fortunate that I still made $30. On the other side, I was saying to myself, I did not perform well. I did not do good. Um, I did not perform well. That was my statement after finishing trading on this day. At the end, I was blaming myself. Not that Wi-Fi was low, not that am trading this on a mobile internet. I'm blaming myself. And that's the key. You should blame yourself. You take full responsibility of yourself. You know why I was blaming myself? Because one reason. If I'm traveling and if I'm outside and if I'm choosing a covert place where I can sit and trade, I should be aware in my mind in advance that I might have some technical issues when I go there. So the learning lesson here is, or the mistake I made is, I should have gone there 30 minutes early of my trading time. So if I start at 7 a.m., I should be there by 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. so that I should have plenty of time to resolve if any technical issue comes. So that's the reason I'm fully responsible, because I'm not taking it seriously. That's the that's all it means. That's all it means. So for next time, I'm taking it as a learning lesson. So anytime if we go in the future, I'll give myself, and I'm going at a new place where I need to connect to the internet. I'll give myself a 30-minute cushion by arriving there early so that I can, set my things up and be ready for my trading session. So I'm just forwarding this update. I just took some screenshots because it's really great. It's a really great move to see some of the amazing moves I have seen so far after a long time. Not after a long time, but getting many opportunities on the same ticker, yeah, and so clean that I've seen after time. So I'm just going back and forth again with the settings of the Wi-Fi. So, anyways, I close this trading session somewhere here, and then that's the recording. I hope you like it. If you like, you can like and subscribe my channel so that when you open your YouTube next time, any new video will show up on your home page. And for my next video, I will also give you some insight of why and where I took the trade. So currently, I feel very confident in my trading. I limited myself, if you ask me, I limited myself, my trading to only trade between the time of 6:45 a.m. to 9:35 a.m. And I asked my broker to block me to not to trade anywhere before that or after that. And this gives me really good peace of mind. Gives me really good peace of mind. And I'm trading the low strategy here. I'm following all the four pillars except the one which is the news. Depends on the day. If the stock is strong, I can still trade it without the news. And Ross also does the same as well. He also trades without the news. If the stock has some strength on it. So that's it for today. I hope you all made money, and I hope everyone achieve their goals in trading. And then and then I'll share my next video with you guys when it comes, when I make a new video. And I hope you like this one. In this session, you have learned, according to me, so many things. I have to just to highlight few things that I mentioned. First, never trade after a high volume red market unless you see a candle that is even higher and green in color if you're alongside trading. Number one, that's the number one lesson you have learned from my trading. Or you can also learn by yourself. Just be aware that when you're trading, if you see a red volume bar, see by yourself. Is it making sense? And see if you come out more profit or come out more in loss. And that way you will know by yourself. So, and then few other things is, I float, hard to borrow, when to buy the ticker, place where we should buy, you know. So how a stock becomes an obvious stock on the day, because if we look at this stock by this time becomes the obvious stock on the day. As you can see here, it's number one. Everyone is looking at this stock in a small cap market. Everyone. It's 190% showing here, but here we are showing 264%. Don't know, for some reason this is different, but anyways, it's still the number one, even with 190%. This is amazing platform. Why? Because it allows me how. One thing I taught you really well today is all of this is on one screen. Imagine this means that you don't having extra screen. Extra screens are good. 90% of the time you do use them. It is needed for trading. But when you're traveling and you just go out with one laptop and you just even missed your additional screen, because let's say you're sitting on an airport, you don't have a system to attach extra screen, and you don't want people looking at you when you have two screens, one laptop and another screen. There's the way. There's the way. This is how you can trade. This is how you can trade this with one screen. I have everything here. I have news here. I have percentage change up on the day. I have high and low. Anytime any ticker makes a high up day, it will show up here. I have which ticker has the highest volume on the day right over here. I have the 5-minute chart. I have the 1-minute chart, and I can switch 10-second chart when I don't need. So everything is here. I see my order window, my net profit, tape, and one touch. What else do you want? Everything is here. So I'm really happy I have built up this kind of layout early before in my trading, and that really helps me. I'm still a beginner trader, by the way. I'm still taking trades with small position, but I spend time sometimes, and now I'm at a position where I'm hoping that the changes I made so far in my trading will help me to build my capital in the future. So I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone. Bye.